Alright, this is the last issue I have of Sega Visions. It is volume... oh, Jesus, I don't know the volume, but it is from winter 91 and 92. I'm pretty sure that this is the final issue, but have to look to verify that. But this one is Sonic Boom. It's Game Gear, and it's got a lot of Game Gear titles. This is when the Game Gear come out and was full effect, brand new, and this basically is a big rag of propaganda for the Game Gear. But, of course, it has other cool things in it, so let's take a look, because the Game Doctor is pretty interesting on this issue. So let's take a look. I hate glare. Let's try over here. Maybe it'll be a little less glary. Alright, on the inside cover we have, you know, a little bit of Paperboy, Pac-Mania, and Mrs. Pac-Man. And over here we got the lovely and gorgeous Tengen products like Pit Fighter. Yuck. What a terrible looking game. And terrible controlling game in my opinion. Road Blasters and RBI 3. And we got the contents. Just tells you a little bit of what's going down here, and we got some pictures of Sonic on the Game Gear, and something about Art Alive, which we'll see some of that. Chuck Rock. Alright, Chuck Rock, geez, he was ported to everything. But, yeah, it's, don't laugh, he's probably related to you. Oh, that's awesome. Jesus. Yeah, but anyway, it tells you about it down here. How he fights. You gotta save his girlfriend from Gary Gritter, as opposed to Gary Glitter. This is a letter from the publishers, which is a very optimistic and slapping themselves on the back letter, saying how they're going to be around forever, they are one of the best magazines to get your Sega information, and blah blah blah. Then over here, we got a ad for, this game looks really cool to me. It's called Corporation, and looks like a first-person view, kind of like in the vein of Eye of the Beholder. But it says, "Are you tough enough?" And it's by Virgin Games. I need to check into this game, actually. But it says, talk about your work-related stress. As a Zodiac special agent, your job is to crack the complex security systems of the Universal Cybernetics Corporation and track down the mutant robot they have designed as the ultimate killing machine. You'll arm yourself with a whole arsenal of weapons, everything from hologram projector to special vision enhancement visors to thermal infrared image intensifiers. If all else fails, you'll have to rely on your own psychic powers. Well, that sounds pretty cool, man. You can check that game out. Now the Game Doctor. This is what we need to delve into a little bit. There's a couple questions and they're long-winded answers, so we'll kind of paraphrase. So here we go. One of the questions to the Game Doctor is, I'll let you look at Arnold's face. Arnold. There you go. Well, I'll let you look at his face while I chat it up over here. It says, question, I'm afraid you've made a mistake in the winter 90-91 issue of Sega Visions. You stated that the so-called rumors about the 32-bit game machine were all false. I've got news for you. There is now indeed the incredible System 32. It's got a 32-bit processor, hundreds of megs, and it features a game called Rad Mobile. I played it at an arcade in Las Vegas. Soon you'll be able to order the 32-bit Giga Drive from Japan, which is actually a sit-down version of Rad Mobile. Okay, so he's kind of calling him out on, hey, look, there is 32-bit systems out there. And they answer him with, we didn't mean to mislead you when we originally answered the question. You know, Sega Visions is a magazine for Sega home video game users, not arcade players. Although occasional arcade-based information appears, such as the news of a new home game on which of the way is based on a current popular Sega cartridge. So anyway, they said the original question referred to a 32-bit home system. There have been 32-bit machines in the U.S. for quite some time, but not for home use. So there you go on that one. And this other question that I thought was kind of neat was basically a guy sent it in. His question was, I have a few questions to ask the Game Doctor. Does the Genesis support graphic rotation or does the software? Does the Genesis have graphic scaling capabilities? How did Sega upgrade the Genesis's maximum megabytes from 8 to 12? Finally, Since the Genesis has 16-bit and 8-bit processors, is it possible to add them up to 124-bit CPU? Gee, I wish it worked like that. And the answer is, so looking at Arnold. That's a beautiful face, carved from the gods. The rotation, okay, in the answer, the rotation is software supported, but when the CD comes out, it will handle both scaling and rotation. Sega Genesis has graphic scaling capabilities as seen in Afterburner. Also, 8 megabytes was never the limit for the Genesis system. It may be able to handle as many as 16. The maximum number of megs on the Genesis system can run isn't clearly defined yet. Right now, most of the computer experts are dedicating their time to compression. In other words, getting the maximum speed and sizzle out of the fewest possible megs. As for the twin processors, they can't be piggybacked. Instead, each are assigned to different functions in order to produce the best possible results. The smaller processor, for example, is the workhorse when it comes to producing sound. So, there you go. And on the next page, you got the Terminator, and it's the version for the Sega Genesis, which, I hated that game. God, I hated that game. Sorry to you guys who liked it. Just wasn't a fan. And this is a rag of all the products that they are trying to hawk to you through this magazine, because I think it was apparent that it was going out. So this just has a bunch of crap. Nothing interesting at all. It's all very 90s looking. Except for this. I like this. I would have loved to have ordered this Genesis arcade stick. I need to keep an eye open for that. Oh, and you get a Joe Montana poster with purchase. Hot damn. We don't just make games, we make adventures. You know what? These are a bunch of renovation games which actually look good to me. And of course there's East 3 right there. But there's, you know, games like, what is that? Let's see. We got Vapor Trail. We'll start here. Vapor Trail. El Viento. Exile. East 3. What is that one? Beast. What does that say? Beast Wrestler. What a. And that is Master of Monsters. I'm gonna check out all three of those. Because of course you can't judge a book by its cover, but the covers look fucking amazing. Alright, now we'll get to the fast stuff. Here we go, is just a blurb on Pac-Man for the Game Gear. Batter Up for the Game Gear, which looks an awful lot like RBI Baseball for the NES. Okay, and this is a huge, that part 3 of that stupid contest that EA was going for. Are you a Genesis genius? And, these questions are just ridiculous. I mean, like this. Okay, look. Shadow of the Beast. Here's the question. In Shadow of the Beast, you must fight everything but A, giant insects, B, giant eyeballs, C, giant bats, D, giant boulders, E, small, slow-witted bosses from another kind of game machine. It's ridiculous. Come on. And then you write down all your answers and you sent it to them to try to win, these games, Ooh, F-22 Interceptor. Gimme. Jesus Christ. But anyway, we move on over here to Art Alive, which is basically the Mario Paint for the Genesis. Cool thing about, well, I mean, that one didn't come with any special peripheral, like a mouse or anything. We got a big blurb here for the Genesis. This is Galaxy Force 2, with some pretty cool artwork. I always like that space artwork. And it looks to me like an Afterburner, but in space. Next page, we got Golden Axe 2, which we all know that game. I love the box art. But yeah, this just shows you, a couple screenshots and tells you all about it. We got Dave Robinson's Supreme Court. It's a basketball game. What can I tell you? Over here, yikes, we got Back to the Future 3. Oh, man. Rustle up some rip-roaring arcade action, it says. Rip-roaring. Man, I bet it's a slobber knocker of fun. But, yeah, everything you'd expect in a great Western. Good guys, bad guys, street-clearing showdowns, a pretty lady in distress. I don't know who, what, is she the pretty lady in distress? the one who was after Doc Brown's old dick, she is not, you know, I wouldn't ever say that she's a pretty lady in distress. I'd say a lady in distress, you know. And a time machine that does 88 miles per hour. Ooh, what? It does 88? Get the hell out of here. I mean, I can't wait till cars can go 100. That'll be the day. That'll never come. Anyway, and right here we got some stuff, you know, just some quick Genesis strategy, which these are little strategy things that tell you how to do things, you know, how to do specials, things to make your game better. For Streets of Rage, Quack Shot, and Shining in the Darkness, which looks like a pretty cool RPG. Probably, yeah. Okay, Fight Your Own Battles. Battlemaster. Was that a renovation? No, that's an arena game. But that looks kind of like a Stratego, a strategy type of a game. You know, like Stratego. I just played Stratego board game, so it's on my head. You know, Mario Lemieux Hockey. Looks pretty good. Looks like a, you know, a better looking version than you know, Blades of Steel for the NES. But I've never played it, so I wouldn't know. Don't even have that one. And here is Speedball. There's no such thing as an unsportsmanlike conduct. You know, it's so funny how they named these games. Speedball, named right after an 8-ounce ball of heroin and cocaine mixed together. That'll wake you up. That'll wake you up. And we got I can't believe they even have a page for Pit Fighter of that much to say about it. But look at my picture there. That picture is burned into my head because, God, I rented this game back in the day and I hated it. Hated it. But, yeah, so here you go. Got some stupid screenshots. And then tells you about some stuff coming out. And we got Kid Chameleon. Great game. Love that game. Major League Baseball Players Association, Sports Talk Baseball. Woohoo! Strike. Out. Strike. Strike. Oh, shit. That's all I would hear. Wonder Boy in Monster World. Great game. Have that up on my shelf. Love it. And we got, over here, we got a huge 2-page spread on Sonic the Hedgehog coming to Game Gear, and how he is on the Sega Master System as well. But this one's mainly a Game Gear section, which, you know, it looks good on here in the screenshots and what have you, but I can remember the game being very blurry. Maybe it was my Game Gear, or still my Game Gear, because I still find the game to be blurry and hard to, you know, see what's coming towards you. Ooh. Could we say 2-page spread? 8 meg death duel. It brings a whole new meaning to disarm your enemy. Okay? What other meaning can disarm your enemy take? But anyway, here's some screenshots for it. I don't know. Looks like you're fighting dragons with, you got a machine gun or something. Huh. The body count begins in January, baby. Doesn't look too horrible. I mean, check that out. And up here in the corner, free, you know, what is that? Death Duel poster. Alright, next page. Clutch Hitter. This is for the Game Gear, which actually looks like a pretty good baseball game for the Game Gear. I've got quite a few of them on the Game Gear. The Sonic Boom has begun. Really? And then we got a whole thing here on games coming out for the Game Gear and stuff and your peripherals. Here we go. We got a lot of Game Gear games we're going to go through here kind of quick. The Lucky Dime Caper with Donald Duck. Haley Wars, whatever. The Chess Master, self-explanatory as hell. Space Harrier. Putt and Putter. Looks like a putt-putt golf game. Ninja Gaiden for the Game Gear. I didn't know they had that for the Game Gear. Heavy Nova. It's an ad for Heavy Nova. And Junction. Those are 2 Game Gear games. Slaughter Sport for the Genesis. Damn, he's whooping that demon's ass. One survivor. We got a thing for the Genesis on how he's on all the systems. Dang, it's a lot of stuff about Sonic. Attention, Mega System owners, Sonic is here for 30 bucks. Still one I want to get. This is just some other Master Systems games that are out. We got, you know, of course, the Sonic. You know, and this is, well, I guess it's all Sonic. Just, you know, different screenshots. Then we got a take opportunity of a limited time offer. Get Golden Axe, Warrior and the Power Base converter together for 50 bucks. It's a pretty good deal. You get, you know, well, not too bad. Golden Axe and Golden Axe Warrior, and then you get the Power Base converter. I've got a box one. Love it. Take that Joker out. And here we go. We got, what's this guy's? James Pond 2. Can you fly? Can you drive? Can you stretch up high? Can you... No, I'm out of here. It looks like Sonic's running away. But, you know, James Pond, whatever. Whatevs. We go over here to Total Air Superiority F-22 Interceptor. Shows you some pictures of the gameplay. I've never been too impressed with that game. And one of my favorite parts of the Sega Visions magazine is the Niles Nemo and Sega Land. And, you know, this is just such a colorful comic. Full page, colorful, bright as hell. You know, I've already expressed I was a comic book fan when I was a kid and had thousands of comics. I like the way that's laid out. Especially in full 90s fashion. Then we got Visions of Views. Oh, this is these are pictures that people have sent in. Okay. And what's this? Star Odyssey. The greatest play in football history. John Madden's Football 92. John Madden. I just don't get it. Why were you the face of anything? Why were you the face? Why were you a poster boy of anything other than carotid arteries? Amazing. What did I didn't mean carotid arteries. I meant clogged arteries. Yeah, okay. Anyway, it's early in the morning. Really early. Oh, God, whatever that is. I don't even know what that is. Sega beats the competition. Wonderful. Where are you at now? War Song for the Genesis. Awesome Treco game that I want to get. Big ad of the only game to score with the NFL. That was one of my favorite hockey games ever. And football's so real, it even comes with a mouthpiece. Cool. I'll tell you what I'd be doing with that mouthpiece that came with it, you know what I'm saying? Give myself mouth hugs. Alright. That's it. Thanks for watching. I hope I'll see you guys next time.